All right, in this video, we're going to cover the where LINQ command. Now, I've kind of pulled the definitions here from Microsoft. I think it'll make starting the explanation a little easier. So, with the where LINQ command, we can either filter a sequence of elements based off some kind of predicate. Okay, this is the predicate. Okay, or we can filter that sequence based off a predicate, but we can inject an index. Notice here you see that the C is a customer, but the I is an int, and that's because the I is the index. And so what I've done is I've injected the index, and I've used the index in the predicate. That's the predicate. So what we're doing here is we're going to leverage the enumerable that we've surfaced to string together some LINQ commands. Notice here we got a couple of them down here. And when we string them together, they'll execute and produce one, item at a time. And the reason that I wanted to specifically use enumerable here is because you see let's say you're using a data reader, that data reader is going to read data from the database, but you don't want it all in memory while you're iterating through the rows. You're going to want to use the enumerable that's surfaced by the data reader. You don't want to send it to a list first. See, if you send it to a list first, all of that data is now materialized in memory. Now, in the case of our enumerable, it's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing because the backing for this enumerable is an array. So it's already in memory, but I surfaced it on purpose so that we could kind of discuss the idea of an enumerable versus a list versus an array. LINQ can be executed on any of those classes I just mentioned, but honestly, unless there's something where you need to materialize the data, let's say you're returning the data to as a web API result, you have to materialize that data. If you don't, the enumerable will be destroyed before it can produce the outcome. So in the case of a web API, you got to materialize that data to send it back. But if I'm reading from the database, or I'm reading from some other source on the network, or I'm reading a file, or I want to use the enumerable because I want to read one line at a time or one record at a time, or I don't want to bring it all into memory to work with it. So this is an example of what it might look like, right? So what this is going to do is it's going to get me just business customers. This one here is going to get me every other customer, okay? This one here is going to give me every other customer, but I'm going to sort it by customer type first. And so this is an example of where we're kind of changing up the result of that actually materialized iterator, right? So, we're ordering by customer type first, then we're going to get every other customer. Let's see the results. So here we have all business customers. Okay. Here we have every other customer. Okay. But then down here, we have every other customer, but it's sorted by customer type first. And you can see this produced 3 separate or distinct different lists. And so this is what I wanted to kind of show you with the where clause. And I also wanted to show you the combination of an order by, so that way you could see how you might string multiple LINQ commands together. Well, I hope this explained the where, maybe a little bit more than that. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. I would say if you can like and subscribe, even comment if you have questions, it'll help us build this channel so that I can continue providing great content for you to continue to grow in your journey as a software engineer.